Boeing shares are halted right now after falling more than 5% on a new report that 737 MAX may not get FAA approval until June or July. CNBC.com airline reporter Leslie Josephs joins us now to discuss what is the nature of the report, where did it come from, how confident are we that this delay is fact?
Well, we've heard from sources, good sources, that Boeing now expects the FAA to sign off on these planes in June or July. And I think you'll remember that the airlines that fly the MAX in the United States, that's United, Southwest, and American, have all pulled the planes already until June. This could mean a further delay for them because they don't just take the planes out of storage and start flying them the next day. They're going to have to check them do safety checks. They're going to have to train their pilots. It's like a pretty lengthy process that before, even without simulator training, could take 30 to 45 days.
This has been a rolling deadline. I mean, in other words, we're going to have them back in the air by the end of the year. Oh, no, going to be January. Oh, no, going to be March. No, going to be June. Now we're talking deeper in the year. Why can't they get it together?
Well, there are
Boeing, really. Boeing and the FAA.
I don't think Boeing wants to put a firm date on this. And, of course, Dennis Muhlenberg lost his job last month because he kept saying these planes are going to be approved by the end of the year. And now we're sitting in the middle to end of January, and obviously that didn't happen. So Boeing is giving a rough idea to its airline customers and others, saying, just FYI, this is what we're expecting at this point. And they're probably better off, surprising to the upside at this point, than coming out and pushing the deadline back for another several months.
I have a question. Who's paying the financial lease payment or obligation payment on all these planes that have been grounded? Who's making that payment?
Well, Boeing, this is the issue with Boeing, and it's a cash issue, is that they're not getting paid. Generally, the manufacturers get paid on delivery. I mean, the airlines and other customers, lessors, will pay a small amount, not the majority of the cost before.
But those are for the ones being built. The ones that are already in circulation.
And now out of service.
Right. So they're in circulation. They're on my balance sheet. I have the financial obligation to pay for whatever the usage is. Who's toting the note during that period of time from the time they were shut down till the time they're opened up again? Does anybody know?
Well, that's why Boeing needs to pay the airlines. So they're essentially paying them back for lost revenue. These planes are going to be out of service for more than a year now since the grounding. And that's why Boeing in July of 2019 took this $5.6 billion pre-tax charge. We're expecting what we're hearing from Wall Street analysts, another charge coming before they report earnings on the 29th.
Are they also in the process of raising $10 billion additional capital right now?
So we broke a story yesterday, saying that Boeing is now going to banks on Wall Street with pretty hefty commitments so far for $10 billion in additional cash.
So American, United, et cetera, they're all having the financing obligations of those planes being paid by Boeing. Is that a fact?
No, Boeing has reached a few agreements with the airlines, with Southwest and with American. The terms of those they didn't disclose. They gave a few details about what they're sharing with employees, and that's only for 2019. So Boeing has this sort of running tab open with all of these airlines, which is why investors are so keen on hearing about timing. They want to get a better sense of how much is this ultimately going to cost Boeing. And some of the analysts I've talked to, I heard an estimate as high as $20 billion.
What I've heard is that Boeing has been working to reimburse the airlines, but basically about operational losses. That's right. In other words, revenues that the companies can't bring in because the planes can't fly. But your question is about who's paying the lease payments on those planes to the extent that they're not owned by the airlines themselves.
Or the cost of capital that's tied up and not performing for me. Yeah. So from my perspective, if we broke it down to just a car, I would have a lemon law. I'd give you the car back and the manufacturer would buy it back. I don't think that's happening in this case.
No.
And they're going to have to pay back. I mean, they're going to have a very big bill from this. And again, the tab is still open.